It's easy to make papier mâché pulp from your paper scrap waste. Instead of tossing it, simply tear it into little pieces. Place it into a container and let's see what happens. Fill the container with water enough to cover the paper and give it a nice soaking and let it sit. The longer the better. This one soaked for about 15 minutes. After that, you need to squeeze and strain the water out of it. And I use a little metal strainer over another container. And now I will need to separate the pieces and tear them a little bit further if at all possible. Now that they're softer, I can do that, even though there are going to be some hard pieces in there. Now that they've been separated a little bit, I'm going to add some liquid starch that I made using cornstarch. And you can find that recipe in my playlist. And I'm going to stir that up with a fork. Apparently, I ran out of liquid, so I need to refill it. But this is going to soften it much quicker. And I want to add a little more liquid. Enough to cover it pretty much. And then I stir it around and mix it with the tines of the fork. And I can tell already that it is softening. Now there are going to be all kinds of pieces in there, large and small, and some of them that may not fit at all. But I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm just going to keep stirring and trying to separate those fibers, making sure that the fork pokes right into the paper. If you prefer to do this with a blender, of course, you are more than welcome to do so. This is what I do from scratch. In case you don't have a blender, this will work just fine. Don't worry about those pieces that won't soften. Later on, we can pick them out because it's such a mixture of throwaway paper that some of it is just not going to work out, but the majority of it will. And the thing is, it's absorbing that liquid starch. Now, unlike glue, it's not sticking to my hands, but it is going to stick to itself. So, if you're still here with me, keep on watching. Let's see where we go from here. Now I'm straining out some of that liquid starch. Now the fork is so helpful because it penetrates through the fibers and it breaks them down even more. If you have a steel fork, that's even better. But for now, I'm using the plastic fork. Now I'm doing this all in a short period of time, approximately half an hour. But imagine if this would have soaked overnight. It would have softened so much more. But as it is, it'll be just fine. So let's keep going. I want to strain out the excess liquid starch, keeping it nice and moist. It must not dry out. It must stay damp throughout this whole process. Look how soft this has already become. There are a lot of good pieces of paper in here that just absorb that liquid and make it much easier to break up the fibers. And we will be straining this a little bit more. And it needs to be just damp enough, but not dripping wet at all. But just give it a little more strain, and then we're going to have some fun with it. Let's keep going. It's time to start kneading it together. Just mix it up a little bit, squeeze it, get the feel of it, and you'll know when it's sticking together. You can tell the difference. Oh, it's sticking together really nicely. Let's see what we can do with it. You can play with it like you would Play-Doh. And it's all because of the liquid starch. See, I could even roll it into a ball. Do you see any on my hands? That's the beauty of it. I mean, it has so many good qualities. So I'm going to divide it up into a few different shapes just to show you what can be done. Look at it. It's just sticking together so nicely. And I'm making like a little block. Yeah. So that worked out. Let's see, what can I make with this one? Maybe a little triangle-ish. I'm having fun. Can you tell that I'm having fun? When you come across these big pieces, just pick them out. put them aside, toss them. Sometimes they're pieces of tape or different types of paper that came from envelopes or junk mail that, may not dissolve or break down. You just pick them out. And you can have big pieces in there as long as they stick together. But if they protrude and don't stick at all, just pick them right out of there. Let's keep going. There are a few more pieces in this one. Here and there, no problem. Gone. Okay, now you can see how it can be separated. Oh, looks like I found another piece. So I'm going to play with it some more to see what I can create. Just pulling apart some of the papier mâché and forming some little shapes. The word mâché in paper mâché comes from French, meaning chewed. But as we all know, it's about turning the paper into pieces as small as possible. And unlike using the strip method, which is like the Italian cartapesta, this papier mâché is in pulp form. And that's what we're working with. Oh, there's some other big pieces there, but I may be able to stick them together if they're not in the way. As long as it sticks, it's fine. So I'm just going to go around with these shapes. So I had a circular shape in the middle, and I'm going around and making some petals, sort of. It can be anything, It just feels really nice to work with this. And so quickly, I didn't have to wait very long. I didn't even boil the pulp. But imagine if you did, how soft it would be. But this is going to be rough. But it is a quick and easy way to do this. You could even do it on a rainy day when you're bored and have nothing to do. You can listen to your music or play with it while you're watching your favorite programs. You can divide it up and let your kids have fun with it. See what they can create. So here it is beginning to take shape, and it's still nice and soft, and it's not even sticky, but it's sticking together. Let's keep going. I'll need to separate these petals a little bit more. Use whatever tools you have handy. Sometimes I use my fingernails, sometimes I use these little plastic utensils. But you can use anything that works best for you. And this is working a little bit, but I think I'm going to use something else in a little while. Let's see. Yeah, and this is a thick piece, of course. And there are many imperfections, lots of texture, which is fun. So this is not about making a smooth piece. Now, I do like to make it a little bit softer. So I'm just going to keep a little bit of the liquid starch here on the side. And I'm going to spread it with my finger around the surfaces. Yeah. Let's keep going. Ah, this is my favorite tool to work with. The one, the only, the little bamboo skewer. Yeah, so if I wanted to change the shape of these petals, I can. So I'm just going to play around with it. And this turntable makes it much easier to work with from different angles. I use it for so many of my projects. And I'm going to go around and do some little finishing touches on it. Let's keep going. I could stop right here and it would just be a nice little flower. But no, I'm going to keep going. This is too much fun. I can't resist. Could you guess what I'm going to do next? Some of you may, because it's one of my favorite things to do. Let's keep going and find out. I apologize for the background noise as the air conditioner is running during these hot temperatures. Okay, let's keep going. By the way, if you've made it this far, please let me know you're here by leaving me a little smiley emoji. Thanks. Let's continue. By the way, I record every one of my videos using my iPhone. I'm hoping that this image is large enough for you to make out the details, because it will look different on different types of screens. So let's keep going. Perhaps you can see where I've built it up. So I've made the center part thicker and larger. And now I'm putting some indentations into it with my trusty little bamboo skewer. Now, because there's so many papers blended together, it's hard to see the detail. This could have been made with only one type of solid color. But since I didn't, I thought I'd try it and see what I could do. So I'm going to keep going with this. Imagine having a make-believe garden full of fantasy face fairy flowers. Oh yes, you can have fun with the different facial features and colors and of course textures. And the petals, I mean, they could be roses, sunflowers, poppies, whatever type of flower you would like to make. And they don't have to be a particular flower. It could be something that you've made up. Let's keep going. Ah, it seems to be working. Look at there. It's taken on a personality of its own. It's so happy. I love making happy faces and silly faces. And I'm hoping that this is making you smile. You can make projects similar to these and just have fun with them. Play with the paper, play with the starch. Try different ways, try different papers and colors, and see what you can do. Explore all of the possibilities. All right, look at there. See, you could always go back and put little additional touches on it. Just have a good time. You can see that I've added on more papier mâché for the cheeks and for the nose and the chin. And it's a little more prominent now. Can you see the features? I'll show you a closer look in a little bit. It's almost finished. You can easily do a detailed sculpture with this type of papier mâché. Or you could just keep it very simple because it sculpts so similarly to clay. But there is absolutely no clay content whatsoever. It's just, in this case, it's cornstarch mixed with the water to make the liquid starch. I can take it much further from here, but it's a great starting point. I could even make it smoother using paper on top of it, but it's not even necessary. Yeah, I think this worked out nicely with all of those paper scraps from mostly bills that have been paid and junk mail. There you go. What do you think? Would you like to try something like this? Oh, give it a go. What have you got to lose? Ah, just make whatever you want. Play with it. Just play with it. At any age, bring out the kid in you or bring the kids together with the rest of the family. And it's very soothing for me. And I hope it will also be soothing for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this little segment And I want to thank you for being here with me throughout the entirety of this video. And I hope you'll check out my playlist for different ways of making the liquid starch from scratch and different techniques for making the papier mâché. And of course, there are many more videos on different topics. I hope you'll give this a try, and it's been fun having you here with me. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.